We'll
1,
karaoke.
2, 3. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Merry
We
Christmas.
wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and
And
a happy art year. Good day, everyone. How are you? I said I don't have a song pick out, so Lisa picked that one out because it's the holidays and stuff. Hi, Lexi.
hello, everyone.
Hi, Miriam. Hey, Kylie. Hi, Julie. We do have some announcements. There will be some announcements here when people come in. I'm really excited to be up here, you guys. I have not been at my desk since the last time you saw me at my desk. So I've been just really itching to get up here. I'm almost done with Christmas prep, though. Hey, Evie. Okay, everybody. Hello, Lisa.
Hello, hello.
I would like to welcome everyone for being here. If you're watching on replay, thank you so much. We're going to do some fun things with Gesso today and like some different stuff and learn about a few little art terms I'm going to throw in there. Thank you for being here. If it's your first time, please like, subscribe, tell your friends. We try to have fun over here, and we do have a lot of fun new things happening for 2024. This being the, hi, Marguerite. Hi, Colleen. This being the last live stream of 2023. I want you to know we're going to start 2024 off with a bang. So, and Marguerite, do you have snow in Canada right now? Kylie, I know you've had freezing fog. Do you have snow now? Well, they're talking about it here. Lisa, how about you? You got snow?
No, I was wearing shorts yesterday.
Oh my goodness, stop that.
It was like 80 degrees yesterday. It was hot.
That's funny. Can you see this? Look what I got, guys. It's a cheap little kids thing, but I can use it for the hashtags and the prompts. Isn't that fun?
Hi, Mary.
Who did I
You're gonna have
miss?
to pull it. You're gonna need to pull it down. The light over you is making it glare. So
look at that. Isn't that cool? And then I can just push a button. I don't even know how this technology works. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of a, it came from Temu. It kind of reminds me of an Etch-a-Sketch where you would shake it, you know? But I thought it would be really fun here to add the prompts. And you guys know the hashtag. Because we are working in our junky. And I'll hold this up so you can see it. Art book. That is the plan. See that? It's really fun. I'm so glad all of you could make it. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a prompt today, but it's only going to be 2 things. And you can do them any way you like. You don't have to work in your book, which I'm about to get mine out. You can, I'm going to go single screen here. You can do it any way you want. Just Gesso. And we're going to talk about diptychs and triptychs. If you don't know what they are. Oh, yes. Thank you for the reminder of the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Kylie. Hi, Diane. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so I'm going to go single screen.
Hi,
here.
Diane.
So we have our books, and I wanted you to know I graduated ring sizes because it was getting hard to flip my pages, you know. And I'm going to have to change our picture because the one I used for the stream today is something you've already seen. I just didn't have one yet, you know. I think she's my favorite of all of the images. But today, pick out a head. Let's do that. And we're going to talk about a diptych, which means 2 that go together, 2 pieces. So if I did like a spread and it was 2 different pieces, but they joined. That is a diptych. A triptych means 3 pieces. So you might have artwork on your wall that's in a set of 2 or a set of 3 that looks like they go together, like maybe it's a landscape and it continues on to the next one. That is what that is. And I always thought diptych was such a silly word. So we're going to do a diptych. So we'll do 2 different pages that go together in our book, but we're going to use gesso today in different ways. So choose the head you're going to use. Hey, Yolande. I'm glad you made it. And we're going to talk about why we would use gesso on top of our artwork and not just as a primer for a canvas, which is fun, but it smooths out the surface, gives you an even surface to start on. And it's great when you're using garbage. If you're using recycling, stuff, the gesso is kind of important. Gesso is also way more opaque than your traditional white paint because it has like a chalk in it. So it's like a chalk paint, There are clear gessos, and I feel like they just kind of prepare your surface. You can't see them though, and they don't have as many great qualities that these do, because you'll notice that your mediums react differently on gesso than they would on the surface below. So I also have black. That is fun too, but they're very, very opaque. And let's start with, this is something I did a long time ago. And what I did to kind of create a surface that kind of, I pushed it back and I kind of made them go together. You can't see where the edge is there, but I also created some white space on there, which was nice. And then that's texture. Another way you can use it, I found this in my stash and I realized she matches. And this is old. This is like 3 years old. I think this one is. I don't know. This might not be as old. This one is, I know. But I thought we might use some just gesso and do some finger painting and kind of blend this together. So I'm going to start with that. Just as an example, you guys probably know this, but finger painting is really important for your childhood, your inner child, your inner art child. How's that? Don't you think, Lisa?
Yes, definitely. Are we going to finger paint?
I think, well, I'm just going to be showing some different ways to use the gesso as examples. So yeah, I'm doing a little bit of finger painting right now. And I'm going to show you just on this old collage how you can sort of blend your lines back and prepare a surface that maybe you can stamp on, that you can glue things to, or kind of create a frame for whatever you're adding to it. But I do think finger painting is important. You can pick up textures like that. I love to pick up the texture. I'm going to go double screen to show that Lisa is also finger painting. We're going to move on to the next thing in a minute, and we'll start our diptych. So I like to just get a little bit on there if I'm going to do sort of a dry brush. Just pick up that texture.
Hi, Trish.
Look at that. Hey, Trish.
I'm glad you didn't have me on screen when I dump paint everywhere.
We try. We do the best we can. So if you haven't finger painted lately, I highly recommend it. Even if you're just dumping paint on some wax paper or parchment paper like you used to do as a kid and getting messy, just get paint on your hands. It's so important. Unless you're one of those even people that likes your, everything sort of neat and tidy. I mean, maybe it would gross you out. I'm not sure. Does anybody feel grossed out by finger painting?
No. I used to play in mud a lot, so finger paint's easy.
Yeah, mud pies are fun. I remember doing that as a kid. If you're a gardener, you probably play in mud, each one of you.
I do play. I play in dirt. Yeah, I do.
So I have an announcement, and I kind of hinted at it last time in the last live stream that there could be a hint in chat. And once again, there is a hint in chat today. But now you get to know. I am teaming up with Peg of Two Old Crows and Kylie. We're going to be doing some fun projects together this next year. I mean, I did say we were starting off with a bang, and we haven't worked out the details yet, but as soon as we know, you'll know. And it should be a lot of fun. We are very similar in styles, and I just think it's going to be a blast. So, Kylie, I would like to thank you so much for being here and being my friend.
Yes, we're all glad to have you for a friend.
I'm very excited. Very, very excited. So that will be a lot of fun. We're going to be changing the schedule up a little bit in 2023. It'll be great. Okay, so that's my finger painting. And you notice we've just picked up some textures there, made it look old. You can dry brush if you don't like to finger paint. You just get a little bit on your brush to do that. But this had been napkins on there, and this is old. But, it's so easy to pick up that napkin texture, and it creates a crackle. I love it. And being opaque, you couldn't do that with most of your white paints. It's going to show, but it's not as strong, I feel like, unless you have some crazy good white paint, It's the chalk in there that makes it, or whatever they use. And you guys can actually make gesso with, I know you guys were talking about it in the thread. You can add cornstarch, you can add baby powder if you can find it. Most of it's cornstarch now. You can use plaster of Paris, I think, but tends to, when you get it wet, it hardens up right away. So I'm not sure how that would work. But chalk, you could absolutely use chalk.
So the plaster of Paris would be if you were going to use it very quick.
It seems like it, but I'm not sure, because if you only used a tiny bit in there, it might not harden. But
I think Miriam was going to try it. Miriam was going to try it, yes, because all the stores in her area are closed because of the last days of Hanukkah.
I think I would even try to flour. Because remember, we used to make glue or paste with flour, and I imagine those projects are still fine, probably in a landfill, but like the the what are they called? Oh my gosh, you hit him with a stick at a party. The pinatas that we used to make when we were kids. Yeah, that, So what I saw a funny
version of pinatas. We were watching funny YouTubes, and there was one where they had the pinata tied on a string, but they had the string tied to a board, and the man was on the other side cranking the board up and down, and the guy went to swing. Well, then he started laughing, and he dropped it, and the board hit a man in the head, banged him in the head. But the candy went everywhere, and the children were happy.
Pinatas often cause accidents, don't they? There are a lot of pinata accidents, right?
You don't know what that is, it's made out of paper mache. It has a hole in the bottom of it for you to fill with candy. Then you cover the hole up, and they hang them from trees or somewhere. They hang them, blindfold the children, spin them around, then give them a stick to swing and stagger with. You know, it's a real smart game.
Okay, so Marguerite says originally gesso had plaster in it. That's how some of those old masters use it as a substrate. It's the Last Supper difficulty. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I would imagine cornstarch works. I mean, you could also go to flour though, or try the plaster. Plaster of Paris has something else in it that makes it when you put water in it, it warms up and hardens immediately. So I'm betting that the plaster that they used to put in the paint for the old masters didn't work that way. I don't know.
Oh, I'd
I'm not
say no.
I think there's
It was
something else
probably
in it.
totally organic.
Yeah.
It probably was all organic and not
Yeah,
anything.
I would think.
My guess is whatever causes it to get warm is something that is going to be, man-made, not a
Yeah,
natural material.
that's what I would think. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now, it was something I had on my desk for a while, and it has all this paint on it, and it was like gel print pickups and whatever. So what I'm doing is creating a page with it because it is kind of cardstock, and it's ugly. And I'm going to show you how I can use gesso to make it not ugly. And I will create a collage, but I'm going to use the head here. And I'll make a diptych that goes together somehow, like maybe something like this. So it's a continuation and make something fun out of it. I love this, by the way. I have, about 2 years ago, found this image in something else and used it and made a great big tag. So I'm really glad that she's in the kit. She's just, I love the horizontal, and the way she's laying down. It's just fun. And they look alike. So the reason why we want a big head, I will show you in a minute. I know I'm all over the place. I'm so excited to be here, though, today. Gosh.
Julie, if it was marble dust, were they clay marbles?
Yes.
I mean, because, here, when we think of marbles, we think of glass.
Well, I would think they used marble dust because there's a place in Greece or Italy where the marble is so famous that it's shipped all over the world. And I've seen the quarry there, and there wasn't a documentary. I'm sure one of you knows this. I should, but I've slept since then. Carrara marble. Does that sound right? Carrara marble. Am I close? I might be close there. And it's named after the town where they get it, in the quarry.
Carrara.
Is it Carrara?
Miriam says Carrara.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Yes, I think marble dust is what they did use. That makes a lot of sense. Because it's white chalky cliffs, that they're cutting up in the quarry, which is probably,
anytime you're mining something, you're creating a byproduct.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're making dust. Okay, so what I want to do, I'm going to make this first. I'm going to use gesso. This won't be ugly when I'm done because I'm going to pounce some gesso on this in some places with a stencil and make all this come together. You can use, black or white. You can even mix them together and use gray. And I know they make other colors of gesso, but I've only tried black, white, and clear. So what I'm going to do is create it in one, and then I will cut it apart, and it will become, the 2 pages and the diptych that I want. So it continues. Anyway. So
Julie, marble is a natural occurring. It's naturally occurring in some places. Like, in our state, we have granite, which is used for cemetery stones a lot. But Yeah, it's a very hard surface. You know, a lot of chefs use it because it's a very cold surface. They'll use it for
Yes.
making candies and chocolates and stuff. But they make tiles out of it. Marble can be used, you know,
Cutting
for making
boards, countertops.
stones.
Yeah. Yep, yep,
Exactly.
yep. So I'm just gonna cut this apart and begin. And then I was gonna do something with this one too, and probably use the black gesso because this was also a roll off. I sewed it, made a pocket, and I did a little bit of heat embossing on it, which I really like. I do have some stamps that I recently released in the Dropbox at PM Artist Studio. And I was thinking about using one, but I love it so much. Where'd it go? I just had it out. I've got a set of trees, like stylized trees that I absolutely love. And I hope they do too. But I just put it someplace. It's going to turn up because it's on my desk. I was thinking about having them come out of her head or something, because I think I'm going to change this and create sort of a headdress, which you guys have seen me do before on other things. But I really like the idea, and I like that it's a big face. So let's get on it. What I'm doing is I'm going to use gesso on it so that I can stamp on it also, and it'll show up. I haven't chosen a stencil yet. I've been using these circles a lot. Oh, I think this one. I wish I had this in a bigger scale. It's the church windows, you know. I need a sponge. So I was saying, who's ready for Christmas? Who's got their stuff done that does something for Christmas? They have band engineered Cindy beach tops here because people are dying from the effects of the dust in their lungs. What?
Oh my goodness.
Wow. We find marble in I mean it's granite, isn't it? The same, but it's highly polished. We find granite in our streams and stuff, like stones, granite stones, all the time.
Yeah, I mean, the
With the
mountains
black and, you
around
know.
us are granite, are mostly granite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We
I'm
don't
just
have
using
very
the
much
lid.
marble, but
Well, and isn't granite from, no, I actually think it is a little bit different because marble is from where they have it in Carrara, Greece. Is it Greece or Rome? I think it is dead animals from the bottom of the ocean, you know, like the coral and shells and stuff, and it's compressed, like the White Cliffs of Dover.
oh,
There's Margalo. Oh, hey, we've missed you. And she's smart. Look at that. Marble is limestone with other minerals. I'm so glad you made it. We were just making announcements. Going to have some new things coming up next year, and I'm so excited. I think you guys will enjoy it as well. Take Sydney out of the sentence. Still working on holiday cards. By the way, Yolande, your holiday cards were gorgeous. I loved the colors you chose because, you know, they're my colors. And I love that you made those into holiday cards, and they turned out amazing. They really did.
they really did. They were beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've gone back to look at them a couple of additional times.
Well, they showed up on my thread. I want you guys to know I haven't really been on Facebook much because I've been running so hard. By the time I sit down, I'm mentally exhausted, just, you know, with all the baking and stuff. And I'm going to have a talk with my kids this year and tell them they got to start helping me. I can't do it all anymore. I was talking with Lisa about that before we started. They just need to start helping me. If they want magic, I need a baking day, and they got to start helping me trim the tree or something. Something's got to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah. But
Hi,
you know,
Mariah.
I wouldn't trade Christmas. Hey, Mariah. I wouldn't trade any of it for the world, like all the traditions and things that all that candy and that weight I'm gaining. you know, I
I
keep
know.
making toffee.
Well, I have not baked anything, and I have not. The only thing that I have had so far is a keto gingerbread cookie.
Oh my
But
goodness. Good on
I keep
you.
seeing. I am dying. I mean, I want fruitcakes so bad.
I'm sorry.
I mean, if somebody come with a fruitcake and gave it to me, I would probably cry because I want it that bad.
Oh my goodness. We were talking about that in our private thread, weren't we? Everybody was talking about, plum pudding and all that stuff, and how it's more of a fruitcake. It's not really a pudding in the UK or in
Right.
Australia. They call it differently. Yeah. I thought that was fun. So I'm going to use a second one here. I'm going to pull out this one that I love. And I'm going to use some black this time, or maybe even gray, because I'm just going to use the same sponge, But, maybe I want to add a few bits of paper first, glue some things down, push them into the background, and then add that. So let me see.
I have finally got up all the gesso that I spilled everywhere. I used it all up.
I'm so glad. That's how amazing things happen. Miracles, in fact. When you have to clean up a mess, it creates another opportunity, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Trish and Evie made bourbon balls.
Yes, I was looking at that. Man, I like bourbon.
Yeah, yeah. I
We
think
have
rum balls are more my speed probably, but I don't really drink anymore. Marble is a metamorphic rock that comes from that forms in limestone, is subjected to heat and pressure, composed primarily of the mineral calcite, usually contains other. Thank you, Margalo, for always knowing stuff, as we stumble along and make art. Oh, thank you, Kylie.
ooh, pink gesso sounds nice.
You can make colored gesso, you guys. Like I have this right here. It was almost empty, and I needed some green. It's dried out now, probably. Maybe not all of it. I made it beige first, and then I made it green because it was just like a little bit, and I was doing something. But I needed the super opaqueness of it. So, and I had a new bottle to open. Anybody else get excited about opening a new bottle?
I do like opening new bottles. But
Yes.
I think it's smart to use up, to add something to something to get all the liquid out.
I'm just going to go in with the black, and then I'll do that, I guess. I think I like to use every last drop, but my last drops turn into something else usually.
That's like when we get to the end of the salad dressing, I
Oh,
always, you
yeah.
never know what you're going to get when you get to the last little bit.
Exactly.
You don't know if it's going to be more of a vinaigrette or, if I'm going to cook.
Yeah, that. I need to dab this off on something.
It's always a surprise.
I'm actually going to, because I have too much here. I'm going to dab it off onto this. This is just some packaging that I have here. And I'm going to create like it's just got too much on my sponge. Create like a pattern.
Oh, that's a good idea, Julie. To put a touch of brown in the pink
Oh, yeah.
gesso to make it look like avocado.
Like
dye.
a dusty pink. Yeah, that would be good. A little bit right here. Okay.
Kylie, that's what happened when I shook my gesso up and I took the little snap cap off of it, the flip top, and it just went and instead of just hitting the tile that I was intending, it went all over the place. I did miss my clothes.
Well, that is good. At least you missed your clothes. I feel like, well, you can go this way. I want to ground it a little bit, which means this is the bottom, and I want to give it more weight on the bottom. That makes me happy. Still need to get more off there. I don't want it leaking under. So even the tiniest bit of gesso, if it's good gesso, if it's not the super liquidy kind, because they do make that as well, it goes a long way. And I love that about gesso. You know, you could use chalk paint also. So we're going to be covering part of this. I can't get married to loving any of this just yet. It will get covered. Just going to put a little bit up here. And this is Rhonda's stencil. I love what she designs always, you know. She's got some new ones that I'm very interested in as well. And I don't like how triangular that came out. So I'm gonna extend that a little bit.
Ooh, a Russian book. That sounds interesting, Miriam.
Oh, a Russian antique book. Oh, I have a German one up here. I wouldn't with black gesso on my hands, but it's up here above my desk. And I love the writing. I have no idea what it's saying, but I do love it. It's hard to get just a tiny bit here. I'll blot this off somewhere. Because I shook my bottle, I have a lot of gesso in my cap. I'm having a hard time with it.
Well,
Creating opportunities. What's that?
I said yours is in a confined area.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I didn't spill it, did I?
Not like I did.
Okay, I'm going to quit there. Now, I want to decide layers here. So I'm doing this intuitively. I have no plan here other than I want to use these. That's it. That's all I know. And I know I have gesso on my hands and I'm about to make a mess and some mistakes. I'm about to create some new opportunities. That's what it is. So I've got this. I've got gesso on that. Oh. Yeah, Julie, I think we all love making things look old. It's our thing. Oh, Margalo, I'm glad to have you here and you're having time to yourself. I know you've been really busy, haven't you? She's back to school. I want to show you guys this. This was Don't Buy the Sargent Art Liquid Gesso. It's more watery than your white paint. I'm not sure why they need a liquid gesso like this. You know, I just thought it was, I did not expect it to be like this. So I have ended up using this, mixing it with other colors. So it's been, you know, like my white mix in. And I did something else with it. Oh, I might have, when I made those paints, used some of it. So luckily I'm down to like an inch. But it's not very good at all. So I think I'm going to use some images, and I'm going to suggest use a large head because it's really fun. Make her a headdress or put a frame around it. It's fun to I don't know, expand on that. Make her a crazy hat, you know, put a tomato on her head. Go wild. Just go wild.
Make her a veggie tail.
What's that?
Remember the little? Did you ever see the Veggie Tales that little kids that
Oh,
were,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't
yeah,
see it, but I know. Yeah.
they had arms, legs, to encourage children to eat their veggies.
Vegetables. I think I need to watch Veggie Tales. I need to eat more vegetables right now with all the Christmas goodies in my house.
Yeah, it does make it hard to stick with the diet. That's for sure.
Yeah, what diet? I always think, oh, I'll just do it after Christmas and then gain 10
Oh,
pounds. I need to stop
it's not an
bacon.
option. Yeah, well, it's not an option.
No, it is not. So what I'm doing here, I'm going to make my door continue if I can get this cut out correctly. And I wish that it was transparent, but it is not. And then I'm going to use this. I don't know why I like iron gates so much. I don't know what that's about. There was something I was going to mention last time to you guys. Is anybody, raise your hand, is anybody else annoyed by the new Facebook thing, you and others, in your in your notifications, where people are using at everyone and it tags everyone? I mean, it's fine for, if you're posting a live stream or something, but when it's on a Facebook group and it says you and others, it is everyone that's in that group, and it clouds up all of your notifications. You think, oh, this person is trying to communicate with me, and really they were saying at everyone. Is anybody else kind of annoyed with that right now? It's keeping me off there
I,
a
I
little
don't
more than usual.
I don't like it when they make changes. So,
Yeah, it's not just
when,
about the changes. It's that they're saying that someone is communicating with us when they're not. You know what I mean?
hi, CK Art. Do you have a name, a personal name?
Hi, CK. Yes. Yeah, Miriam's hand is up. Diane, yes. Doors, gates, windows. Well, I think they're putting in at everyone. Also, there's another thing that Facebook has been doing that's like, I don't know. The only reason why I'm kind of annoyed by it, and I am not easily annoyed. I'm very passive.
He's calling.
The reason
CK
I'm
is
annoyed is because, so we have two Colleens here. That's
yes, we
lovely.
do. We have two
Well,
callings.
hello, Colleen number 2 or CK. Um, I I think it's more like they want everyone to see that they're having an auction, or they want everyone to see that it's not just like a post. It just makes it hard to navigate through. You're like, oh my gosh, I have 84 notifications, and it's really not 84 notifications. It's, all that extra noise. I was going to mention it last time because I was like, why do they have to make changes? What are they doing? Right?
Like
So,
I don't need any help being confused. I can be confused all by
right.
myself.
Thank you. That's it. That's exactly it. So if I can get this on here, it might be too big because I want to add her too, but I need some extra weirdness. So I might not after all that. Maybe the tree in the background. Look at that. That worked. I could do that. Oh yeah, Diane. Facebook and YouTube. I've not noticed very many things with YouTube, but I also, the last 2 weeks, I've just Christmased trying to, I'm a race to get it done girl. So I hyper focus on something. I kind of do that anyway, to get things accomplished so I can hurry up and relax. So I've been really just trying to get that done. Okay, how about a shoe? This is from a 1954 17 magazine. I like the shoe, just the shoe. Maybe.
Yeah, it's a shoe-in.
It is a shoe-in. I don't know why I need this shoe, but I think it's going to go in a
Because
headdress.
it's comfortable.
What's that?
It says it's cool and it's comfortable.
Yes,
Inside.
it does
It's
not
all
look comfortable.
there.
Feet were smaller back then. I'm sure these were tight. I'm getting cramps in my toes looking at them, but I do have these shoes downstairs, by the way. They're not lacy like this, but it's the same style. And they were never comfortable. Okay, so I think I want to use that. She's going to go there. I want to put this on her head, but I'm going to cut it out better and make her a funny headdress with a shoe for no reason. So we're not using the door this time, but I do have some other little things here that I might use. So weird as you want, guys. I guess that's what I'm saying. There's a little gate. And maybe add some flowers. Maybe I could put one of these behind her head. This sticker, just a sticker.
Sharon, Mariah is saying that, she uses the tag all, when she's doing her announcements, but you're talking about something that's different than that, correct?
Well, not, and I know that it's the same thing Mariah's doing to announce the video or to announce a live stream. And I get that. I understand why that is a useful tool. But when people are using whatever it is they're using and it tags everyone in the group or everyone on their friend list or their feed for something else, that's when it's like, what is happening? Why is this filling up my feed? When you only have a few minutes to look and you've got 84 notifications and it's like not even really for you. It's for everyone. It's at everyone. What is it that you're doing, Mariah, to make that happen? Because I don't know. Is it like at everyone? Like an at symbol? Curious. For things that are relevant for a lot of people. Yeah, and relevant. I think that's the key word. Relevant for a lot of people. Instead of having 84 notifications that are not really relevant to you. I'm sure that I can't be the only one that's slightly annoyed. Yes, the at. Okay, so I'm going to cut this white off right here.
My guess would be, though, if you're able to do it with the @ sign,
yeah,
then you would have to have some administrative privileges on that page.
I think so. Yeah. Or it's your own Facebook page, perhaps. Maybe that goes there. And you're tagging everyone in your friends list. It's hard to art and make words. So
Miriam says you can use the @ thing, but you can only use it once a day.
Yeah, well, maybe they know it's annoying, so they're limiting it to once a day. Right?
Well, just think about how much feed that is. That's a lot of data moving.
It is. And it's a lot of stuff on your, everybody's doing it. And I get a lot of noise in my notifications because of it. It makes me lose the actual communications I'm having with a single person, because it gets lost in there. And I see that it's just like at everyone on when I scroll down. So I quit.
I gotta find a big head. I'm not prepared for class today, teacher.
That's okay. You don't have to use a big head. I just thought it would be fun to make like a headdress or something. What I'll end up doing is probably putting a shoe in there for no reason. Just going to have a headdress with a shoe, maybe, and some flowers and just some weird stuff, I think.
All right.
So we're gonna have
I have found a big head.
Yay!
I just happen to have one.
There you go.
Let me see if I can black out some of this.
Julie, do you mean we should have a poll? That would be a good idea. Yeah, I think there's a lot of mixed feelings about it. About that, new thing they're doing. So I want that. I'm just kind of planning it out now. Just a little bit of this and that. Kind of wanted to use this, but I feel like it's probably too small. I don't know why I need to get weird right now. I need to create with my soul a little bit here. I need it to be wonderful. See that? Out of an old magazine. And I have another big head to use next time. Look at that. So basically an intuitive art journal double page. You could also make it like a flip out or an accordion if you want to make a triptych. And do 3. Because the word is much more friendly on your tongue than diptych. I feel like that's something I might call my kids when they're being silly. Quit being a diptych.
Like a dip.
Yeah, like that. Doesn't it sound like that?
Yeah.
It does.
Especially when you're hard of hearing, when I first heard what you said, I'm like, did she say dip? Yeah. I said, no, she didn't do that. No. That's not what we're talking about here.
I'm not done using the gesso. I'm still going to do a little bit more finger painting, and I'm going to push some of that back a little bit more so that when I add these things, maybe that's too big. Maybe I'll add some little numbers or some tickets.
Kylie says they use the dip word too.
Dip something, right?
I was watching an old movie the other day, and they called somebody a twat, and I thought, how long has it been since you heard someone call someone a twat?
And when did that become legal on TV? I can't believe some of the things they're saying on TV now. I'm like, what is happening? Can they say that? I do have some little things here. Let's see.
When I Dream of Jeannie first came out, they had trouble getting it through the studio because it wasn't okay to show her belly button.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that because they did a documentary on it later. Okay, so I'm just going to start adding these things, and I'll put her on later when I'm ready to add that layer. I just want to get these on, and then I will kind of push them back and blend them in a little bit. I've got some old book pages.
Kylie said that twat is common there. Yes, I had to learn I had to learn the slang so I would not say something inappropriate in the translation.
Oh, when you went to Scotland?
It looks like we'll be back there again in June.
That's so cool.
I'm getting excited already, and we haven't purchased our tickets yet. We're going to do that after Christmas.
So going to Scotland once is cool, but going to Scotland twice, that's wow. That's a lucky thing to do. I want to put
Yeah,
this
I'm hoping to get to see Bill's cousin. She lives in Belgium, but they have a place in France, on the coast of
huh.
France. And so we may visit them there, or they may come to where we are.
I'm just gonna start gluing, guys, intuitively, right? Just doing it. If I fuss with this anymore, I'm gonna end up not gluing anything down and making decisions. So just gotta do it. One layer at a time. Well, I wish I could crawl into your suitcase because I feel like it's home to me. It's in my DNA to be there. So
Yes.
I'm so glad Shetland is back on, by the way. Ugh, my one of my favorite shows. And Agatha Raisin, that was her name on another show, is now on that show, and I am excited. We were talking about it with Kirsten last time because she watches it too, and she said it was back on. Very cool. So I'm just creating some spaces here. That's all. And I can't do things in
Kylie,
twos.
we will be in Glasgow for part of the time.
I don't want to use
We will
that.
be
I
there
don't
for
wanna
the
use
medical conference.
those. This is one of those tea bags that Anne sent me that came in the sheets, and I've had it bobbing around my desk forever, and I was like, I'm gonna throw that in the bucket. So I'm gonna put it.
Hi, Eddie.
Hey, Eddie, how you doing, buddy? We are just intuitively creating collage diptychs. I said diptych. Don't get excited. Don't get excited now. So the reason I'm creating it on one is so that it matches up and goes together when I cut them in two pieces. I'm sure y'all knew that, right?
Learning new things today. Learning new
Mm-hmm.
things.
Triptych sounds just so much nicer on the tongue, but it would have to be a fold out.
It
then,
does.
It wouldn't really work. If it folds, it's not really a triptych because it should be separate pieces. I'm not using that.
Kylie, I will be right beside. I will be right beside a train station. So I did get on the train last time and went to Edinburgh. So I'm not afraid to get on the train.
This. I'm gonna do this, and sometimes I like to build things from the back to make sure that they're in the place I want them, which is what I'm doing with this, and I probably will do with part of her headdress as well, just so I have this in the right place.
I do like that shoe.
Isn't it cool? I really do have a pair of these, but they don't have that pattern on them. They're just black. So uncomfortable. They're wingtips too. They're made after a man's shoe, which is fun. I have this. I wanted to add a gate somewhere. What's that?
Julie, it's about dinner time here.
It's early here still. And Bill went to play today. Well, he went to fly, and then tomorrow he's doing some weird, I think it's like a laser tag thing. I don't know.
Okay, Mariah.
Bye, Mariah.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you. It's breaky time for Julie. Have fun with your Christmas party. So today was the hop. It was the first time I wasn't in the hop in 2 years, guys. Over 2 years, technically. It was when I met that Mariah and Patricia, and it was a hard choice, but I decided I needed to spend some time on Christmas and just take a break. But please do go watch the hop. Everybody, I'm sure, worked very hard on it, and I'm sure it's wonderful. And it was goofy gifting. Lisa and I actually came up with the hashtags last year because, she did the part of the promotion on the Facebook group for PM Artist Studio, the makers of mixed media art and artists. And I did the organization of the hop itself on YouTube. So now I've got to figure out where I'm going to put this one. I want them similar, but I don't want them the same. So I'm going to wait on this because it's kind of got a focal point on it with that tree. I think it's almost time to do this, but I got to do my gesso finger paint, little finger paint. It's time. So I want it to be stronger than that, but I love how when you put gesso on a darker like gel print or roll off or whatever it is, I love how you don't have to have very much and you get coverage from it. I mean, that was just, left over on my sponge. It's not a lot. And I get almost a ghosty effect, but it almost could look like I started with white paper and had an opposite stencil. And I love that. Taking it back to the white. I'm going to trim this before it drives me nuts. What are you working on? Oh, thank you, Kylie. Thank you. That is so sweet. And thank you, Yolande.
Diane said that the shoes like what you're using were always worn by our high school typing teacher, along with the long black skirt and a buttoned up white blouse. Yeah, we couldn't show any cleavage, no skin.
That's great. I actually remember my mother getting me a pair of shoes like that in my size when I was 9. They were maybe a little big, and I was a witch for Halloween, but they were from a yard sale and I loved them. And there's a picture somewhere of me in those shoes, and I often look at it and think, where are those shoes now? Because they are a little bit different than the ones I have, and they're just way cooler. I think they only had like 3 laces, and they had a bigger like ribbon to tie them. But yeah, isn't that funny? And I was walking around in high heels.
If you want to go single screen, all of my stuff
What's that?
is in stages. I said, if you want to go single screen right now, I don't have anything on my desk.
Okay.
Now that I have gesso on my fingers, shoe boots. Shoe boots.
Shoe boots?
Yes.
Shoe boots. Not a showboat, but a shoe boot. So I actually want to... I'm going to do something a little bit different here. Because I don't want my finger marks on there, really, for this step. Or do I? Or can I do it without? Maybe I should use the sponge. Maybe I will. I can use the side of it. So I just want to kind of push that back a little bit. It can show through, but just behind her head. That's all.
I'm liking that. That's got kind of like a radiant glow.
What does?
Like where you're putting the gesso down right now.
Oh.
It's got like almost an iridescent look to it.
Does it? Oh, well, go
with
figure.
the light hitting it. It's looking kind of intentional for a moment.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's exactly. And I think what I'm going to do is take a stamp to it. This is a great time for embossing powder too, before because as I build a headdress for her, I want to put some things behind and some things in front. So it's kind of the thought there. I also kind of want to blend this back, which is a little easier with the finger. Just kind of blend in those edges and push it back a little bit. Gesso is not
Oh, that's
just
perfect.
for priming, is the title today, really. And I don't like that. That's too much. I'm going to soften that up even a little bit more. Got my gate.
Oh no, frozen. Who's
Is
frozen?
it?
No, I don't see it. I'm not seeing the freeze.
Kylie said a nice bit of ASMR going on with the dabbing sound. Okay, let's have a moment of silence. Click your nails, quick. So what is Santa bringing you this year, Lisa?
Oh,
What did you ask him
Santa has
for?
actually, you'll be surprised. Um, since we got carpet already, we got new carpet. So,
Yeah.
I didn't ask for anything big. I didn't ask to go to the jewelry store.
Yeah.
I am getting a DNA kit.
What? Oh, like
I'm
a.
getting a DNA analysis kit.
Oh, that's really cool,
And
I think.
I'm getting the full, it will be both genealogy and it will
Ah,
be health as well.
that's really
And
cool.
it will go back almost 50, it'll be about 50 years of data.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do it, and I've been kind of toying around with it, and I've decided that that's what I'd like to do. So
That's really cool.
that's on its way. And then those little mysterious things that I kept putting in the on my wish list have
Uh-huh.
disappeared. So I'm
Oh,
sure there'll be some surprises.
oh,
Now, if
that's
I can
cool.
just remember what they are, right?
Yeah, I asked for a larger gel plate or yet another gel plate because I don't have very many, and I would like to be able to um, when one's drying, have another one to go to, and I don't have enough of those for that. I have the 3 round ones, graduated sizes, and then I have an 8x10 and a 5x7, but I really want a 12 by, like one of the big ones. So I can do smaller things in sections. I feel like, I don't know. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And I can't say that I blame you. I mean, right now I have one big gel plate and an 8x10, and then I have a couple of little small ones. But um, I kind of would like to have a little bit more, but most of the time I
Yeah.
just don't have the room. I don't have enough space in my room to put a lot of things out. So
Well, I haven't been gel printing a bunch. I just tend to run out of them. I'm looking for my stamp, my tree stamp right now. Can't seem to find it.
your
I don't
tree
know
of
where I
life.
said it. Oh, here it is. Look at that.
I know, and Evie said on the 19th that they have a 25th anniversary coming up.
Oh, that's
That's
wonderful.
exciting.
I didn't know that you guys had been together that long. I think that's amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah. That's a lot of work and a lot of years and a lot of love. So I think that's wonderful. And I want to use that. Okay. So that in mind.
Evie says she loves her 9x12 plate.
So if I put that up there, that would be kind of a fun background.
Let
Or
me see that. Let me see her head on that.
on this, it's
Yeah.
kind of fun. I would just not ink up these parts because those are there in case you want to ground it. Or it could go here. I like that. I like this,
Yeah,
I
I
think.
like that. I do
So
like that.
I have been using this on some envelopes with embossing powder, which is really cool. Are you working on something now? Did you get something else
I
out?
will be. I will be.
Okay. So,
I might get another big head out.
oh yeah. And are you going to do a big headdress?
I want to do a headdress.
You
Yeah.
like that. Okay. So, if I do that, I actually have some here that are already embossed.
Oh boy.
Well, I was just playing with it after I carved it. I could also just rip one of those out, I guess. I really love it. It's nice and big too. Okay, so what if I did the blue back there? I know the green is here and there, and I'll be adding more, but this is kind of shimmery.
Evie wants to know if that's your new design. Is that one of your designs?
It is. It is something I just did, and I have they've been in the Dropbox with Mariah for a minute. I actually have 6 stamps that I've worked on, or yeah, it's 6. But this is one of them, and I love it. I should grab one of those envelopes and show you how that came out. It's hard when you're carving them yourself, and I don't have carving tools for the stamps. All I have is I just use a straight blade. That's it. So, you know, they're
That's
very
what the
hand
kids would
carved.
use in the linoleum.
What's that?
When Zoe was in school, that's what they would use on linoleum. They would just use box cutters. They did not have anything special, and she did a couple of really neat things with them.
Well,
matter of fact, I still got those stamps somewhere.
Really having fun with them. I'm trying to find a gold one that I had here the other day. My cat knocked the box off of the table, and I had to pick everything up. She did it right before we went live, too, by the way. Right before you got on.
I have to tell you a funny story about the cat.
Okay.
So Sharon and I are having a play date, and the cat is jealous. She wants the attention. And at one point, I was looking at the rear end of the cat, and I was laughing so hard I was about to wet my pants. It was so funny. But the cat was going crazy because she had gloves on. And the cat was trying to get her to take her gloves off. I thought it was so funny. You know, cats are the most wonderful creatures. I love them. I love cats.
We're very connected. She follows me around, and I found that I had this sparkly, I have a bunch of embossing powders that I got secondhand. This one is so sparkly. I couldn't believe it. So this is also one of the stamps. I know you guys have seen me use it, and I carved this when we did our retreat recently at Anthony Cody's house. And it was a lot of fun, and it's like her shadow, you know, like she's coming into a doorway. I love it though. I love the way it came out. So, and then I have the tree, and there's some I don't have fully carved yet, but the designs are out. Then I had that one that I carved there, and then this one, and that is intended to make like a mandala or go around, you know, whatever. And it feels very old symbol to me. I don't know. It's just a design I had. Anyway, it's been a lot of fun. So you guys vote, blue or green. I'm going to rip them both out. I'm only going to get this one page done. This is on dictionary paper that was in my splatter box, and it's got some of my walnut spray on it behind it. Blue or green? Oh, thank you, Eddie. Yeah, it's very tribal, isn't it? So we've got a green, we've got a blue. So it would be like
Blue,
here,
blue.
and it or here. And I could even spray the paper and make it a little more and make it pop more. Cats and veterinarians wear gloves. No, I don't think. I mean, she doesn't have experience with a vet to know the gloves are bad. You know, really. I don't know.
It was just funny. I mean,
Blue,
she
blue,
was
blue.
persistent about it.
Yeah, she gets upset. She has opinions. She follows me around. She doesn't even let me go to the bathroom by myself. Okay, I'm gonna glue that to the back of that so I know it's in the right place. Just smear some of that on there. And then if I use a glue stick, I always go in afterwards and get little corners and stuff. I never depend on the glue stick to do the job totally. They're not good at that, you know. There. So we will do that.
I get frustrated when I use a glue stick. I get frustrated because it'll dry before I'm ready for it to, or there'll be something weird going on.
Well, and then sometimes you just gotta drag that glue out. Or you could use, when you're collaging, you could use any kind of, school glue or Mod Podge or whatever. So I think I'm going to ink this one.
Evie said her cat would even ride on her walker.
Oh, really? I feel like she would do that. I feel like she would. That would happen. I do love my baby, though. And like every morning, she gets on my lap while I'm having coffee and she pushes my phone down. She won't let me look at it. When I'm trying to wake up and, check in, she will push my phone away with her head over and over again. And I'll tell her, hey, give me a minute. I'm doing this. She doesn't care. I've never had a cat. So I'm surprised at how close we are and, how human she is sometimes. Really. I'm going to try to get back there in her arm.
When white stockings or hose were popular, I had a cat that would attack me when I come around the corner. If I had white hose on and leaving to go to work, it was like, whoosh.
Like telling you, like it knew you were going to work and not to do that, Mom? Is that what it was?
No, it just didn't like white stockings for some reason.
I think Miriam said something funny because they're laughing at her right now. Oh, it's because, she's speaking another language that I don't understand.
The cat, well, I think it translates, the cat with gloves don't hunt mice. Cat with gloves don't hunt mice. I know Gato is cat.
Yeah, the dog, if I put gloves on, like regular gloves, he thinks it's time to play tug for some reason. I don't know why. He's like, yeah, and trying to get a hold of the end of them and whipping his head around. And it's really funny. Okay, so I still need to figure out a stamp for right there. I'm going to use this.
Ghost legs are right. I cannot believe I ever wore white stockings. Considering I just don't like stockings at all. And when I worked at the bank, when I first went to work at the bank, it wasn't optional. You could not wear, if you had on a dress or a skirt, you had to have on hose. You could not go without.
I told Mary Kay it was the same way.
It kind of left you, off the hook on that deal, but whew, I definitely do not like
pantyhose.
I don't know. Not me.
It was like a hug.
Oh no. Mm-mm. That's they're torture devices, just like girdles and bras. Let's see who we can torture today.
This one. No, I don't like it. I think we're just going to go with a few flowers now. We're going to put the shoe in like it's a focal point on her head. I don't know why. We just are. And then I'll add a few little extra things on the outside. So flowers it is. I've got these really cool like weeds here. Oh, I've got a bird too. It's kind of looking the wrong direction. Got
Diane
these
Bell says the days
things.
before pantyhose
I
that
love
you had to wear the horrible garter belts and stockings. Garters would snap or dig into your legs. Oh, no.
Yeah,
No,
I
no,
did
no.
not like those. Did not. That was terrible.
And I definitely don't like the banded lacy
Oh
stockings.
no, the thigh-high stockings. Those are
Yeah.
only for good for one thing. So
Well, I flunked that apparently.
yeah, those that's you don't wear those out of the house, right?
No, no, no. But I don't like them either.
I'm looking for
Oh,
flower.
I know people that wore pantyhose no matter what.
I did when my kids were little and I sold Mary Kay. That was the one thing they asked from us. We wear, hose because and a skirt because that's just what the company represented. Ooh, I like those. But I did that for a few years and I didn't even go to the grocery store without pantyhose on. I loved it though. It's like I don't know, it was like a hug. Now I would have a panic attack and sweat until I passed out. I'm sure.
I'm not gonna sign up for pantyhose. I mean, I'll wear them if I have to,
Yeah,
but
but
no.
no.
And I don't mind wearing dresses, but yeah,
Oh, I do have that too.
I'm just not that kind of. I'm not that girly girl kind of person. That's for
I
sure.
was. I'm not anymore, but I definitely was a girly girl. Okay.
Now, my sister and my mom were girly girls, but not me.
Yeah.
That wasn't my style.
Okay, I got flowers. I'm gonna put this thing away. I don't need it. Oh, the indecision. Only because I'm so excited to be here. So excited. I need some flowers that are, I don't do real flowery all the time, You guys know me. So.
Oh,
This
rib
is new.
stocking. We call those tights. Now, I don't mind tights. I can do the tights, but
I always wore the control top pantyhose, and those felt like tights,
well, growing up in the back door of Hanes, we grew up wearing sheer energy and that sort of thing. So
remember when they came in an egg? The
legs. They were called
They
legs.
sold them in eggs.
Yep.
Or at Christmas,
Yeah,
we
every
would
once in a
get
while I
like
see somebody selling those silly things. The
at
eggs.
Christmas, we got a like a full set of different colored knee highs. You remember knee highs?
Yeah. Something funny about knee highs. Bill's mom, she would wear knee highs under her dresses, and sometimes her dresses weren't long enough. And one day, Martine
No.
was poking between her skin and her poking her between her skin and her little short knee high, and she said it broke.
What?
She thought her leg was broke because there was a line between the two items. She thought her leg was broke.
Oh my goodness. How old was she?
Where she was just 2. Maybe.
Oh, your daughter. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Martine, the oldest one.
Okay. I
Yeah,
get what
she
you're
thought
saying.
grandma's leg was broke.
That's really funny. So my sister got me these flowers and I I'm going to have to put a few over here to make it cohesive, but I think that will do.
Interesting. Diane said that she recently found out that the police in Oklahoma at least wear garters as well. They are attached to their socks and their shirts,
Oh
keeping
my
their shirts
goodness.
tucked in and taut.
No.
That's smart though, because that could become a way for somebody to
No.
have an advantage of them.
That is, where is this? I'm sorry.
Oklahoma.
It,
Oklahoma.
in the United States, you're saying?
Yep. Yep.
Oh my goodness. I thought those days were long gone. Okay, so I'm going to use this. And maybe a red butterfly. Look at that. My sister got me those. I don't usually have Tim Holtz things. It's not.
Colleen, I can't say that I blame you. Not wearing hose.
As a girl that's always had hips, I felt like the hose tucked me in nicely. And it was like wearing Spanx almost.
Yeah, I get that.
So I really like these ones, but they're the only ones like that. I like the scale of those ones. I like these weird little weeds here, and those might go underneath. Problem with these ones is they're clear like washi stickers. That's why I didn't just reach for those. Okay, doing it. If I can get them undone.
Oh, Julie, you tell him that's funny. John likes my accent.
Oh, you have an adorable accent. I love any accent, really. I feel like I don't have any accent at all. I'm just guessing here.
You don't have a whole lot of accent.
No, I don't. And I do love to hear an accent. We have Kylie here. There's an accent.
I know. I could listen to Kylie talk all day long.
I could too.
And when we got to Scotland, it was funny because my husband would be standing there looking. He said, "What did they say?" And I'm like, "Oh, I got this."
Oh, yeah. I could translate
I felt like
that.
at least I had a clue.
Well, all the TV that I watch is all UK or Australian. Lately, it's been Australian because I'm just going to guess here. Australian because I was out of the UK shows, so I started watching some other ones.
Well, and I think Netflix brought in a lot of Australian stuff during the strike. You know, when they weren't getting good material, they started bringing in some things we hadn't seen before.
And that, because she's got to have a shoe in her hat, right? Just for no reason, right there.
There you go.
And I really, really like these ones. I wonder if I could do that. This is almost coming into two separate, I mean, totally an accident. It almost feels like two separate things here. Because of the stylized trees. It doesn't matter though. I mean, they're going to go together. I will make them go together. Maybe a butterfly on top.
Pull your paper towards you.
Towards me?
Bring it down. It's sliding upward, so you're not centered anymore.
Oh, my camera is kind of wonky. There. Is that better? You guys want to see what Lisa's up to?
Lisa has a big-headed lady with some what?
So what are you going to do with her?
I think I'm going to make her a flip out page. I'm probably going to sew something onto it. That's what I'm thinking.
Kylie said, "You are also kind. I love all accents. Of course, I don't think I have an accent. This is normal." I feel like when I say I don't have an accent, it's because I live here and I hear obviously I talk to myself and I hear myself all day. Obviously, I mean, ask Lisa. When she is trying to get in and I'm busy working around the room, just kind of gathering stuff, she actually hears me talking to myself. And then, I get on and she's like, were you talking to yourself? Yep. Yes, I was.
And I'm in the background saying, hey, can you see me now? Can you hear me now?
I'm here. So I think I'm going to push her over a little bit. Like that.
I gesso to get the blue out. I mean, this is just a fashion magazine page, but I used gesso to kind of block some out, and then I've used some just scrap papers that I had stenciled, and that's candy wrapper. That's a candy wrapper right there when I was able to eat chocolate. So, yeah.
Cool.
But I do think I left the brick because that brick color kind of goes with the colors that's in my journal. I mean, my journal has gotten huge.
Mine has too. I had to graduate ring sizes because it's outgrown its rings. And you guys, they have them at the Dollar Tree right now, and they're huge. They're this big. These ended up being too big. I needed the middle size, which is fine, but they have big ones there. And you could put your rip strips on them. You can put your tags on them to hang up. They're really handy for storage. I'll get all the little edges after. And I might come in with some gold dots too. We'll see. I'm ready to put this down.
Yes, Kylie, we do have play dates occasionally.
We do, yeah.
It depends. I mean, not the past 2 weeks. We've not had time to.
No, haven't had time.
We moved furniture. We started on Monday moving furniture out of the man cave downstairs, and we got the carpet in on Wednesday, and then we had to start putting things back. But we got new carpet in the man cave. We got new carpet in the hallway up here where my craft room is, and it's very light. So I've got to be very, very careful in my craft room not to carry any paint out onto it. That would be big trouble for me. I would be in the doghouse. All right, Yolande, thank you for coming by. We do.
Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. And I will get caught up on videos eventually. I haven't been on YouTube or Facebook really. So I will see you soon. Thank you.
Yeah, we're thankful for everybody that stops in. We appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, if you'll subscribe to the channel.
Hey, we are 2 away.
Hit those thumbs up. We're getting ready to hit another big number. So
I lost my needle.
We appreciate everyone who's helped the channel to grow.
And I don't even know how we got from 7 to 8 so fast.
I think that having people mention you on their channel has helped a great bit. So we definitely appreciate everything that people do.
You guys have been just amazing.
Help growing our community.
Well, and attracting our tribe. Right?
Exactly.
Because your vibe attracts your tribe. I'm going to use this. I needed some sort of a can't do two flower here. Maybe it needs to stick out farther. Or be up here or be down here. I can't figure it out.
So Abby, have you got supper ready? What you having? They're on she's on the same time schedule.
I made Southern food last night.
What'd you make?
I made Southern stuffed bell peppers, fried cabbage, which I've never made fried cabbage before.
No way. I live off of it. I live off of it.
Red beans, and the rice was more of a beef flavored. I did in my rice cooker, but it had quinoa in it also. And it was like
Yes.
wild rice. It was so good. Oh my gosh, it was good. Was that it? There was like 4
So
things.
how did you season your cabbage?
I used smoked paprika. Well, first I cooked up onions and peppers. Then I used onion powder, garlic powder, and a little bit of Cajun seasoning. Um, uh, I I've got a couple of them, but I don't use them very often. And then I put smoked paprika on it, like super smoked paprika. And it had almost a bacony, buttery sort of taste. It was so good. It was so good.
So so if you were okay, when I was growing up, if we had cooked cabbage, it was cooked in bacon grease.
Oh
Period.
yeah, I used butter and
It,
olive oil.
it was, just straight up fat.
Uh-huh.
Delicious. Delicious. But I
Well,
will tell you, I have experimented with some different things recently, and I have
that's what I
found
was
that
doing.
if you take your cabbage and you put turmeric and you put some
Oh,
celery seed, no salt,
I almost put
and
celery
then
salt in it.
slice red potatoes in it, it
Mmm.
is delicious. And just let it steam. Add water, steam it. It tastes delicious.
I do love red potatoes. Um, it was so good, and I love a stuffed pepper. Any kind of stuffed pepper. I try different flavors. I just make it up, and it was more like a meatloaf stuffed pepper with some Cajun seasoning in it. The
Yeah.
way I did it. Um, it was just I just made it all up, but it was very southern. Everything about it.
Kylie said she likes to add white pepper in her cabbage.
I don't have any white pepper. I rarely have that in my kitchen. I just don't think about buying it, and I need to. She has a shoe in her head for no reason. I'm gonna do the edge of this butterfly. I love it. I'm probably going to take the end of a paintbrush and do some gold dots. And I'll do them over here too to make it cohesive. And then this will need some sort of a flower. But we are
Oh,
getting there.
oh, Julie, I'm sorry if it bothers your tummy.
What, cabbage? Just oh,
Cabbage.
spice?
I I eat cabbage probably, especially now. I eat cabbage in place of spaghetti noodles.
Mm-hmm.
If I want spaghetti sauce, I'll have it on over
I love
cabbage.
cabbage, cooked cabbage.
But matter of fact, there's a whole jar. There's a whole jar of cooked cabbage downstairs now.
Huh. So
But I love it. I love it.
spaghetti
I,
squash is amazing.
yeah, we talked about that, and I just do not
Yeah.
like. I'm not crazy about the texture, but if I do the cabbage, I seem to get through that all right. Bill says he don't know how I eat it because it looks disgusting, but it tastes all right.
I don't, we like boiled cabbage, and it's something we discovered. I didn't know he liked it, and I make coleslaw all the time, and we both love coleslaw. But then he mentioned one day that he does like boiled cabbage. So I was like, oh my goodness, we're going to have to make some of that. And I've been trying to incorporate things like that in our meals, especially right now when
Yeah,
I'm eating so much candy. Oh my gosh, I have
I,
made the best stuff.
I'm sure, and I have been trying very hard not to. The only thing I've had is that ginger cookie, and it was a protein cookie basically. A Lenny, I think it's Larry and Lenny keto
Uh-huh.
cookies,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they have a ginger one right now. But it's like if you eat the whole cookie, it's like 460 calories, but it has 9 grams of protein, and
Um,
it's still under 30 carbs. So, but I didn't eat the whole cookie. I ate half of it.
oh, good girl. Well, look at you being good.
I'm trying. I'm trying. My blood sugar is coming down, so I'm pleased with that.
So we didn't use that. We didn't use that. I have been combining stuff because I have a basic knowledge of the candy that I've been making for years and years and years, like almond roca, like Christmas crack, like with the crackers. I combined
Yes.
those yesterday. I made almond roca Christmas crack yesterday. So good. I am shocked. I mean, the crackers, like they're so crispy. Um, and then I'm gonna do a combination of I haven't made any cookies yet. I'm gonna do a combination of gingerbread and snickerdoodles and call them ginger doodles.
I like it.
Well, I call my grandson Monkey Doodle, which we always laugh at, because, and I've always called him that, which means monkey poop. I had to tell him, like, that means monkey poop as he got older. And so when I saw him this last time at Thanksgiving, when we walked in the door, because we met over at Mom's house the first day, he said, "Hello, Grandma Doodle."
I
So now
love it.
I'm Grandma Poop, so I have an idea here. Oh, I wonder if this will work. Well, I was thinking, wouldn't this be fun in this gold? But I also have a gold ink pad. I wonder if it would work. I mean, something I don't use. Let's find out. Should we find out? So if nah, won't work. It's just the surface is not smooth enough. And that's fine.
I was going to tell you the post that you put up of the sour challenge. I laughed.
Oh
I
my
kept laughing.
goodness.
Oh, that was
Isn't
so
that
funny.
his
It
face
was very.
involuntarily twitched?
Oh, he was trying so hard not
He
to let it get him.
was. It was
And
fantastic.
he was trying not to laugh, but then all of a sudden
Yeah.
it was so
Oh,
spontaneous. It was really cute.
yeah. I've watched it so many times. Have you guys seen it yet? Oh, it's so funny. Well, and it was worse the first time he ate one, and that was when I decided, oh, we have to videotape this. I am gonna put one of these out here or this way. Oh, like that, right there. Kind of tying all this in and then put that out.
All right. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this young lady.
Yeah, he kept he was trying really hard, but the first time I laughed so hard I cried because he did not expect that. We got those at the candy store where they earn points at the arcade at the Great Wolf Lodge. And he picked those giant, and they were giant sour apples. Like, I can't eat those candies. I don't know how the kids eat the warheads and stuff. The candy that's super sour. I'm not sure how they're doing that. It makes my face hurt.
My youngest one can eat those like
Ugh,
crazy. She loves them. She
I
does
don't
love them.
understand loving that. Have you tried one?
Oh yeah, yeah.
They make
I've
my
eaten
face
them.
hurt.
They're
Eddie
pretty,
loves them. I'm missing Sharon. You're making my mouth water. Oh my gosh. Julie loves the patterns at the top of her head. That's for you, Lisa. Hi, Mary Ellen. I'm so glad you're here. I wonder if you can make Christmas crack with the little. Oh, I almost did make them with oyster crackers and I did make some with bugles. Because I have some leftover oyster crackers and some leftover bugles, and I didn't have any pretzels that I wanted to add in, and I almost used oyster crackers. I made
I
some
think it
la
would
leche.
work.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. And then it would be like Chex Mix almost. Super good. But if you cook your butter and sugar longer when you put it in the oven and let it kind of turn brown, it becomes more of a hard candy stage. amazing.
So you're
So
saying
amazing.
you want it to caramelize.
Well, you boil it first until it gets to a certain temperature. And usually that's it with almond roca. I mean, you're boiling your ingredients and they become a candy state, right? And then you pour it out in a pan and you put chocolate chips on it and let it melt. And you just spread the chocolate and add walnuts and you've got almond roca. But Christmas crack with the crackers goes in the oven after you boil it, just for a little bit. So if you leave it in the oven longer, you end up with like almond roca on your Christmas crackers, So it's a little combination. Oh my goodness, so good. I was dancing all over the
Sounds
kitchen.
good.
I'm like, yummy dance, yummy dance. Yeah.
Yeah, Miriam, I would have my eyes propped open if it was me. It was that late.
What's
But
that?
we're almost done. We got about 20 more minutes. Miriam
Oh,
says she's in bed now.
oh, yeah. I know for Miriam and Kylie, it's a weird time. Oh, wait, Kylie is 9 hours ahead, right, guys? Is that the Scotland, right? 9 hours.
Yeah.
So it's actually not as late. Miriam is the middle of the night, correct?
Yes. You get it.
Diane
By George,
is,
started.
what is a Shanks ponyback? What is that?
Uh, well,
I have no idea what that is. I do not know. So I'm only doing this to tie it together. And then I'll keep adding like the gold, and the dots will also make it cohesive. But I'm going to put that right there. Just whatever. I love that you can use gesso to push things back or bring things forward that you want to change, because it's so opaque. You get a nice drastic change with it that you wouldn't get with paint.
the term that Julie used, a Shanks pony, means that you're using your own legs to get somewhere. That just went right over my head. I
Oh
love
yeah,
it. I
they
love it.
must have been talking about something. Okay, so I am going to pour a little bit of this out, and I need to find a little palette. Oh, I'm just going to use this.
Yeah, that's how we used to. When I was growing up, we walked. We walked a long ways. I mean, the local swimming pool was about 5 miles away, and we walked from our house to the pool on a
Yeah, we
day
walked
on
a lot
days that,
too.
that it was nice. I mean, we would ride our bikes too, but the only time we got picked up was if it rained. And sometimes we get dropped off if mom wanted to get rid of us earlier.
I need to
She'd say,
spread
"Oh,
this.
gotta go."
We walked everywhere too. I remember walking all over town.
Yeah,
Far.
we walk. I mean, our little town that we live in, we walk from our house to the downtown area, and we walk up on. I mean, we got sidewalk from our street going all the way out. So, and it's a cute little quiet town, So, I mean, we feel safe. So it's, we could walk to the grocery store, but we don't.
Yeah, we were pretty safe.
Feels that's too much like work. But we do walk. Sometimes we walk up to 2 miles.
I could not walk the
Exactly,
way I used
Diane.
to.
I mean, I think everybody was like that. We all used to walk because, up until I was probably 8 or 9 years old, I don't think we had but one car. We would take my dad to work, and we would have use of the car. If we didn't take my dad to work, then, we didn't go anywhere. We stayed home.
These
So once
chipboard
people
pieces
start
are
to,
so thick. They just want to pop back up. They're driving me nuts. Need to trim that. Just tying it together with more noise here.
all right. Noise is good.
Well,
At least it's not radio silence, right?
this is my brain, apparently. I mean, busy. Very, very busy all the time. It's what I tend to do. And you guys don't have to, you do you and your style and what makes you happy.
Well, my journal's such a mix of stuff anyway.
Yeah, mine too.
I still haven't filmed a flip through, but maybe since we've got the carpet thing done, I might find time to do that. But I have not wrapped not one present, so I've got to get busy with that too.
I'm not quite done. I'm getting there.
Oh, Evie, you had never heard Pig in a Poke? I grew up hearing Pig in a Poke.
What? What are you talking about?
A pig in a poke is something in a bag.
In a bag?
Mm-hmm.
A pig in a poke is a bath.
It's something in a bag.
Oh, in a
something
bag.
that has been placed, like, for instance, if you were given just a bag, sight unseen, the country term for it is a pig in a poke.
I wonder where that came from.
I don't know.
I mean, it had to have come from someplace. I love the history of slang. It's just always surprising. People think they know what they're talking about. It's something completely different a lot of the time. I love that.
Yeah, I do like knowing the origins of slang terms, or trying to figure out exactly where they come from.
There used to be a TV show on that. I can't remember what it was called. Does anybody remember that? It was like 12 years ago. I don't know, something like that. I don't know. I'm not good with time. It could have been 25 and it could have been last year. I'm not good with time.
Evie, are you saying the pig in the poke was British?
It sounds Southern to me.
It does. It does sound.
Or Midwestern even.
Hi, Tracy.
Oh, hey, Tracy.
The grandsons have a ball game.
Oh, how fun. I hope it's not cold, though. Isn't it cold right now? And what kind of ball games do they have right now? I thought, unless it's like what football, right? Basketball?
I
don't know. I don't sports.
There's no sports. They've gone from baseball to basketball now. They're in basketball season now.
Oh, so it's inside stuff, probably.
Yes.
No sportsing going on here. That's what Bill and I call it. Oh, they're sportsing.
Okay, Trish says the origin of the expression pig in a poke comes from the 1500s, when a poke was a sack.
But why was the pig in a sack?
Well, if you were if you went to the butcher to get meat and they didn't put it in a sack, what would they have put it in?
Right, but why is that a term? I guess what I'm saying. Why?
That I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, how did it become a slang term? is the question that we must answer
Oh,
now.
yes. Kylie says she likes it when people talk about pigs in a blanket.
Oh,
And they're
those are delicious.
in Scotland, they're called kilted sausages.
Oh my goodness. From now on, they are kilted sausages.
I love it.
So were they kilted sausages first or pigs in a blanket first? That's a good question.
That is a good question. That is a good question.
I mean, did we come up with those or did you guys?
Evie said that it means that you take the bag, and you don't question what's in it. You take it sight unseen. A pig
Oh,
in a poke.
okay. So that's what it means, sight unseen. Okay. Well, that makes more sense, I guess. So a way to use that phrase would be, how did you just use it?
Okay, if you were going, okay. For instance, if I send you an envelope full of goodies, basically you could refer to them as a pig in a poke because you don't know what's in there.
Okay. So in the sentence, I would say that's how I want to hear it. I want to hear it used.
Okay, here, Colleen's got this. Okay,
Okay.
the term pig in a poke was first used in the Middle Ages. At this time, it was common to sell meat or small animals in cloth bags or sacks called pokes.
Huh.
Like a dip bag. Julie says it's like a lucky dip bag.
Lucky dip. Is that what I've
Okay,
been seeing on TikTok where people are selling their like junk journal goodies and stuff and they're calling it a lucky dip? I'm just seeing Copenhagen.
maybe. Okay. So Kylie's saying the pig in the poke is something that's concealed, so you know it's not necessarily legit. So it would have been like
Okay. All right.
on the down low. A grab bag.
Okay, I see. I love a grab bag. When I was a kid, there was this store and it was a jewelry store, but they sold like weird stuff too, like cheap stuff. And they had like a section with gag gifts in the back and a section that kids couldn't go in, and they would collect things from all over the world. But they had these in a brown paper bag, always in a bin out front. They had a $2 bag, they had a $3 bag, and they had a $5 bag. And they were written on there. And every time we would walk downtown, I would beg mom for one of those, and I would end up with like a Montana collector's ashtray, or I mean, it was just dumb stuff. But I couldn't wait to go get one of those grab bags. It was like, and my brother too, it was one of our favorite things to do. We never got anything good. I mean, maybe I got an owl necklace once.
It doesn't matter,
Yeah.
if you get something good. It's just that I think it's the fun in getting to mess with it.
Not know. Yeah. So yeah, a grab bag is always fun. And I love that Happy Mail has replaced those grab bags. And I have talked about that, like it's like the grab bags of our youth. Just like our junk journals or art journals are basically adult activity books, like the ones that we give our babies that they, or the toddlers where they open the door and they ring the bell and they snap the thing and they fold a thing out. And basically that's what we're doing, guys. They are adult activity books. Oh, Trish, that's wonderful. How did you learn info today, Trish? I mean, did I accidentally say something smart? Did Lisa?
I think that when you bring people together, you always have the opportunity to learn something new or different.
That's so sweet. Thank you. I love you guys. I'm gonna get all mushy now. Sorry. I'm gonna need more of these dots. I made like some swirls. She's got some stuff. Oh, she needs a big one right here, doesn't she? Kind of like an
Eddie,
angler.
Eddie, are you still here? I need approval for my words.
Eddie. Oh, are you gonna speak Spanish?
No.
Oh.
Hey,
Approval?
what do you think, Eddie? Is this a good word for her?
Yes. What is the black on there? Is it a stencil that you put on her head?
Fabric.
It's fabric. Oh, Julie, thank you so much for being here. You have a great night. Thank you.
Bye, Julie. Thank you so much. We got about 5 more minutes.
Eddie, what happened 250 years ago today?
Yeah, Eddie. Spill the beans. Spill the Boston beans.
Oh, the Boston Tea Party. Well, look at that, you guys. You did learn something today.
No, Eddie. Did they do any kind of celebrations of it?
Oh. Oh, thank you. Kylie said, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And please. Thank you for reminding them.
Yes, please and thank you.
Helpful. And if you came late and you missed the announcement, we have some really fun things happening in 2024. One of them being, I'm going to be teaming up with Kylie and Peg from Two Old Crows. And it's going to be fun. We have similar styles, we have similar tastes and loves, and I just think it's going to be a lot of fun to do some challenges together. So in case you missed that, there it is.
Whoop, there it is.
Whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
And I know Kylie was only going to be here in the beginning for part of the announcement, but I'm so thankful that you stayed till the end so that I was reminded to mention that again. I'm going to be changing my schedule a little bit. We'll still do the Saturdays, but I think I'm going to add the Wednesday in twice a month. We'll start at first because that was a lot of fun in the morning when we, were doing the mornings.
Yes, we like the mornings like that. It's fun.
It was. And I didn't get to prepare, which made it more fun and it was more intuitive for me because I tend to over prepare. And then I end up with piles of stuff that I don't use. And it was just really helpful for me to not over prepare. I think you guys get more organic, in the zone stuff from me when I'm not over prepared, which I was not prepared today, by the way. I did not prepare.
Well, I think that being and neither one of us really had time to prepare. We talked during the week and we both were saying, oh, well, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. And it was kind of funny because, we got together and it's like, oh, what are we doing? And the only thing that we knew that we were doing, we did do that.
We didn't even know. We just did Gesso.
Was that we were going to, we were going to use Gesso because I wanted to play with Gesso for some reason. I don't know why.
That's okay. I do like Gesso.
I just felt like I hadn't played with my Gesso in a long time. So
it is really fun for an art journal. And it's fun to put down a lot of textures and cover it all in white Gesso. So you're starting with white canvas again. I love that too. But there are many ways to look at your Gesso, and I wanted to show that in a different context today, rather than the usual. So I have dots everywhere, tying everything together, and I have little trails and stuff. And I know you guys are having a hard time seeing it, but I will show you in a minute. I will hold it up. Okay. There we go. So I'm not quite finished with it. I don't know what else it needs, but it needs something else. And then I'm going to be cutting it. So I guess I could do that right now. Because, and I'm going to even go a little farther over because I want it to be a continuation. So I'll probably cut something else in half and put it here or here. I'm not sure what yet. So let's look at these dots. I kind of created like a fancy little frilly neck thing on her. Maybe I should draw her in. And then there's her headdress with the shoe on her head for no reason at all. And I don't have as much noise behind all of this noise because I pushed that back with some white gesso and just have the two colors back there with the blue stars. I didn't continue that though. I need to finish that. And then this one.
Yeah, she does blend in. It looks great.
Oh, the shoe blends in. Isn't that weird? I'm just making a weird hat. They used to have weird hats. Or it can be the hat in my imagination.
Bye,
Right?
Colleen. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you to two Colleens. Thank you for everyone. It is 3 o'clock. It is probably time to go. Lisa, I love what you're doing there. I love that you use those like flowers. Looks great. She looks like she's getting married. Thank you everyone for being here and the thumbs up and all the support. I really appreciate it. So your prompt, so you remember, is a diptych and gesso. Figure out different ways to use gesso. Use them this way. Use, any way you want. You can use it just like paint, finger paint, however you use it. The prompts are gesso and a diptych, which means two, or a triptych if you're an overachiever. How's that? Thank you everyone for being here, and we will see you in 2024. I want to wish everyone a fantastic Christmas. Lisa, that goes for you too.
Merry Christmas and happy holiday to everyone.
Yes.
Thank you for being here, and we look forward to seeing you next year.
Oh, wait, we have a new person here, Lovely's Crafting Lodge. Thank you for being here. And I wanted to make sure that you got a hello because every one of you matters. I enjoyed all of the chat today. I appreciate you guys. And I'm going to get gesso on my mouse now. You all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Watch for a new schedule. Bye.
Bye.